Peace. What's good? This is your brother C Knowledge, aka Doodlebug from the world famous Diggable Planets.
Hey yo, this your man CHJ of Duck City. This your man in the cut of Duck City.
Hey yo, this is Ed Dav.
Yo, what up, what up? It's your boy Hells, yeah.
Rockin' Yellow in the building, and we turned up.
Yeah, it's your boy Neff Dallas, and I'm rocking with the Mixtape Show.
To the Mixtape Show.
Mixtape Show. Mixtape Show.
The Mixtape Show.
The Mixtape Show.
My main man, DJ Kawan.
DJ Kawan.
DJ Kawan.
With DJ Kawan, blessing him like the Holy Quran.
Fire Rock Zone, Kawan J.
Let's go!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Mixtape Show Listening Sessions. The Mixtape Show Listening Sessions this week is brought to you by the group Music. I'm your host, DJ Kawan, and calling in, we got the homie Muenster calling in, and we're going to have a nice little session of this new project he just dropped called Weridope, man. So, Muenster, man, what's good, brother? How are you?
Peace, my brother. I am great, man. It's been an interesting couple of months. I put this thing out in April, and at this point, I feel like I'm like trying to navigate the void. I'm on a Star Trek Enterprise, just on warp drive here, just trying to catch up with everything. No, it's lovely, man. Musically, this vibe and wave I'm on is kind of unique to me in that for those that don't know who I am, I'll kind of go a little bit quickly into that.
Okay, so no, plenty of time, man. We got plenty of time. Go ahead and break it down. Who is Muenster the artist?
Muenster the artist, man. So like I cut my lip, if you will, in Austin, early 2000s, in that scene, kind of as it was becoming what is now a really dope hip hop scene. So shout out to the Austin hip hop scene. That is what it is now versus what it was. And in 2002, I ended up moving up to the North Texas area, Dallas, Denton to be specific. And that's where I kind of created my craft, honed in on it, created my brand, met some lifetime homies and made some lifetime music, So for the past, 15 years or so, 16 years or so, that's been home. I've been working on creating Muenster as a unique sound, kind of carving out my own niche, my own lane. Growing up in Austin in the 80s and 90s, I kind of feel like it was a weird melting pot of a bunch of really cool music and culture and art and time and just that time in general. So I'm a product of that, and I accept that and embrace it and then kind of regurgitate that into my music in a way that I try to translate everything I do as a humanistic point of view of who I am as Ian, as Muenster, as a living entity amongst everyone else, recognizing that I am just a part of the whole. We're all part of the whole. So, who Muenster is really just I'm a part of the whole. I am carbon matter, but I am also much more than that. I am independent thought, and I am my own interpretation of the reality around me. And that's what I try to give back in my music, man.
Definitely. And for those out there who may not be familiar with the Austin sounds, Austin is where the University of Texas is, state capital of Texas. And it's literally, like you said, a melting pot of everything that goes out there. You know what I mean? Technology, music, the arts, everything. It's a beautiful city. And Denton's kind of that way too, man. It's a college town, and it's kind of like an offshoot version of Austin too, man.
It was very easy transition.
Yeah,
say that,
definitely. Yeah, I'm very, very familiar with both of those cities.
Good deal, my man.
So let's talk about this Weridope, man. The title, first of all, Weridope. I kind of got my idea of it, but why did you title it Weridope?
Okay, so why? That's such a loaded question.
It is.
The elevator pitch answer really is that I wanted to entitle the music project itself as sort of a carve out of my brain itself, of kind of how I function. So I kind of took what I feel is the current pulse, whether it be sonically, meaning, I took some very trappy beats, some very beats that are very 2000 and now, whatever the year it is, in this case it's 2019, but I took some very on pulse beats. I took some very on pulse cadences and stanzas and rhythm breakdowns in the way that I approach my verses and verse structures so that I could, in effect, get to everybody holistically at some level, whether it's because they're familiar with the 808 or whether they're familiar with the triplet type cadence I may be doing, chop rap, whatever you want to call it. And I put a lot of golden era boom bap, nice dusties on there too, because as I said, it's a piece of my brain. It's a product of where I came from, and growing up in that melting pot we talked about. in the 80s, 90s. I mean, hip hop was thriving in the 90s hip hop, early 2000s, really mid to late 90s hip hop is really what shaped my core.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's undeniable, and I would never make a project without touching and paying homage to that. But I wanted to make something in Weridope that was on pulse. I wanted to kind of take everything on a normalcy pattern that people are used to and flip it upside down. I want to turn it on its head, but in a way that people are intrigued by it because it is so familiar yet different at the same time.
Definitely. And I know you mentioned the 80s, 90s era, but who are the artists that you know for a fact that when their project dropped, you was buying it without listening to a certain single?
Oh, man, that's an easy answer. I mean, there's probably 5 to 10, but I would say anything Tribe.
Mm-hmm.
As a younger kid, I bought anything Will Smith, anything Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff, that, you know, anything that had that name on. So when I was on the younger spectrum,
Mm-hmm.
I had like the Rap Masters tapes, and I bought anything that was Will Smith, Fresh Prince, and then I bought, like, you know, I remember buying some Candyman stuff, and this is when I'm real young, 10, 11 years old. Then into my teenage years, you know, 36 Chambers, anything Tribe. I think I remember buying Equinox by Organized. But then once I found West Coast underground hip hop, anything that was especially from Project Blowed, so anything from Good Life, Project Blowed, without a doubt, anything from CBE to Hip Hop Clan to Freestyle Fellowship to Haiku d'Etat, any of that stuff, I would pick up by without a blink of an eye. Anything Living Legends, anything Hieroglyphics, anything Hobo Junction, anything Razkaz, anything Exhibit, you know, all the West Coast underground stuff really started shaping who I was. And I think from the features on the album, that's apparent. And some of the styles I developed is undeniable. I would not be the MC I am if it was not for Freestyle Fellowship, especially not for Mike and Nine, you know. And so shout out all the Project Vote, and respect due to the legends and OGs who paved the way for us to be here today.
Yeah,
they are still doing it, by the way.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's the dope how back when music came out when we were younger, how we knew it. We was like, it's going to be dope. I just got to get to the store and buy that.
Yep. And it was a thing, man. It was a thing. You saved up your allowance money, whatever. You're cutting grass, whatever. Then you're working jobs. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Didn't eat lunch at school for a week because, you know,
yes. Worth it, you know, worth it.
There was nothing better than ripping that plastic off and smelling that new feel of that new smell of that CD.
Oh, man. And then, you know, you had the homies that had like that CD club membership, so they were always getting new CDs. And you're like, man, yeah. Order this one, man. Order this one for me, man. Look, you know, got jammed that.
You get 75 CDs for $5 or something like that.
Hey, well, that's how they get you.
Yeah, man. So let's talk about this project. I know you said it dropped in April, but how long did it take you to put this actually together, as far as recording it and piecing everything together?
Probably about 15 to 18 months, if I'm going to be honest. And you know, and that was investing in studio time, creating a vibe with the executive producer, Billy Sin at Valley of the Kings, making sure we had an idea of what that project scope looked like from beginning to end. And there was no miscommunication between me as the artist and him as the executive, as kind of what we wanted to do. I'll tell you, as an artist, to other artists out there, there is nothing wrong with having your awesome home studio set up. I think every artist should have that. You look behind me, you see my mic, you see my drum set. To my left is a set of keyboards, and I have a plethora of other options at my hands. But I will tell you, learning from this project, having an executive producer, having an engineer that you can trust with your sound so that you can relax and just be an artist and get in the booth, and they're going to tell you, I don't believe you, do that again. No, that's not right. You got somebody else telling you that instead of just your voice. It's worth it, guys. So find a budget, create a carve out, set your lunch money aside for 12,000 weeks, and cover that budget, man, because it's worth it, every penny you can invest. So that's what I'll say about Weridope and where I'm coming from on it.
And then take your time, man. We don't have to rush it. We don't have to be microwave with the music.
No, man. No, 18 months, man. 18
good music
months.
always has a great shelf life, and I always tell people that it's no rush to let it out. You know what I mean? Definitely not.
Yes.
So I'll tell you what, man, let's get into Weridope, man. I'm excited to listen to this. I've been listening to it personally here for about a week here. And I was blown away by what I've been hearing. And I'll give you my opinion on everything at the end of the thing. But just say I've been blown away by the music, the messages, the cadences in there that you guys been doing, and just It's definitely a dope sound, and I definitely like what you're doing here. And like I told you before we got on there, I got to go back and listen to the old catalog now and catch up now. You know what I mean? So
well, I can't wait to hear what you think, bro. So yeah.
So how about we kick it off with Message, man? Who produced this track Message for you?
What a great way to kick it off. So that's actually the lead off track to the album, and Billy Sin, the executive producer I was just mentioning, and kind of the mastermind behind Valley of the King Studios in Dallas, produced this track.
All right. And what was the well? It's called Message, and it's a stupid question, but it's, I got to ask it anyway. What message did you want to get out when you put this song together?
Yeah. So this song is a concise culmination of really two factors. The primary message driven in this song is the inundation of abuse of power, police violence, corruption of police, and the systematic killing of black males under 35 in America. And, I think too many people faint away from that topic. Too many people are not willing to embrace it on the forefront. I think it scares a lot of people to really talk about it. It threatens people at their core to think that still in 2019, we can be living under such systematic racism, but we really are. And the people in power are driving that. So that's the one narrative that I really wanted focused on. And I think if you've seen the video for this, that gets backed up by the visual. This song is certainly one of those ones that you really need to see the visual for to really understand the whole sound. But the other concept behind it is the way that the industry, or the machine, if you will, shoves down our throats like the pills that they want us all addicted to, the fuckboy rapper, the idiot, the money hungry, the willing to do whatever is necessary to just get ahead without considering the ramifications. I think it's easy to rap about that which you never lived. It's easy to sit in a big house and sit on mommy and daddy's money and mommy and daddy's cars and flaunt false clout until you meet somebody that takes you for your phone and takes you for your car and takes you for your chain and leaves you breathing. And maybe you learn a lesson that day. So, I think that's a message for a lot of people that are faking the funk out there. And that's not me trying to be evasive or aggressive. It's the truth. If you don't rap about what you know, then you're not authentic. And be authentic on the sound that you're bringing with your message. Be authentic, man. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, man, I'm excited to listen to this, and you're definitely one of the type of artists we love on the show, man. So how about we get into this Message track, and we'll come back with some follow-up questions, man.
Let's go.
Glass, 710, I mean gas, pull up, hit the yo-yo, cast a fade, couple dollars in the whip, goes ride the bars, homie wave, see the God ride bars, homie wave. I go hard like some slave. I go bizarre in the face. I feel like I'm proving your point and disproving your point. And we smoking and joining. This jam is the joint of what's even a point. I'm removing your boys, and that's if you got nothing to say. Filling the part up, and this where the bars was, and this where the bars before started to fade. And you buy like to pay. And I buy like the J. Niners was popping and people was rapping with substance and game. Fuck what you say. Little fuck boy rapping out, trapping in the middle of a mansion. Never even been a minute. You been having, never leading to a wish, and you been had another evil person on the planet like, hey. Gold chain and a phone and the keys to the range. They just leave breathing today. Less than $1, but more than you had when you started the game. And that's real in the frame. More than a song, bro, it's less than a change. Message exchange, but the weapon's the same. Bless up your stages and fuck up the faces with questions and brains. Wreck it today. Texas SA, yes way. We don't front about my business. Us, you about to flip a business and a part of wheel chopper. Got enough to give away. Chop it up and got enough to give away. Hey. Chopin and Chopin and Chopin and Coltrane and Jocko and Miles, Beethoven and Herbie and Martin and Malcolm and Reverend and Rakim and Christopher Wallace. Started questioning while the rest would read what make the homies acknowledge. Rest in peace to the president, and we shot him dead in deep Dallas. Goes back into the left when they pack a Mac 11, make a Machiavelli out of packs and go and call the rapper. He gon' need to pack the heavens. All the bodies ain't been back and good heavens when it's ever even. And they got the referendum for the even then they killing and they raping all the children. Just what it takes to build a village on the back of the indigenous and sugar spice rolls. Every wonder in the world's lost psycho. Let me see a show of hands to everybody showing how to know how they best affect the change and try to be inside a world that never even been. I lend a hand to try to watch the town when it's all like burning down. So it sells up the smoke. They want us to fight it in stone. So we're distracted and drones and they sit back and laughing and glow masquerading. Was all like for ratings, you know what you mean, Benghazi in the black drones. What you mean life matters, white and black ones. Why they killing everybody with some skin tone? Why we acting like it ain't a faulty syndrome? Cops kill people, and people kill cops, and they take out the rednecks like where does it stop? We left with no choices cause all of is shot, leaving us voiceless back at the start.
So Message, man, I like that joint, man. I really do like that. So to me, it was a perfect album to kick off an album, kind of like setting the tone of the project, man. And you did your thing on that joint right there.
Thank you. That was the point. So I hope that other people feel the way you do, my friend.
Yeah, man. So let me ask you this, man. With the type of music you do put out, I'm sure you've had some people kind of buck the system, per se, as far as your music. Have you heard anybody tell you like, man, why are you doing this kind of music, or why would you want to talk about this subject matter, this, that, and the other?
No, to be honest with you, man, I've been rapping since 2000, 1999, and the most I've ever really dealt with from a bucking standpoint is, even to this day, I'll tell someone I'm a rapper or I'm an MC, and you still get that shock value, like, you're a rapper? It's either that, or they're like, it's either that, or it's like, you're a rapper? Astonishment. Or sometimes it's like, oh, you're a rapper, huh? Like, prove it, And
yeah.
I can remember when I was first getting started, feeling this drive to like, all right, I'm gonna freestyle for y'all. I'm gonna show y'all. But you know what, man? At this point, as you said, I've created a brand for myself. I've created a name for myself. I no longer feel like I have to prove myself to anybody. I feel completely comfortable talking on subject matter I feel is relevant to me. Now, firstly, I'm an anthropologist by degree, by school, by study, by trade. Like, people in general is my study. Yeah. I don't care what the origin is or the region is or whatever. So people are people, and people are what I am. So nice. I don't ever feel disavowed or unauthentic or even challenged. I just feel like sometimes people are taken aback by it. And I guarantee you, anybody that wants to listen to my music or come to a live set will quickly and easily become a believer. So, yeah.
I know that feeling. I definitely know that feeling, because I work in risk management for a Fortune 500 company. So It's always funny whenever somebody you can tell when people either Googled me or they've looked into my somehow they got to a social media and they saw something. They're like, hey, I didn't know you. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I do.
Right, exactly. This is how I do what I do. Exactly. Yeah. I totally understand, man. I totally understand. You don't have to keep the lights on, right?
Exactly. I'm like, yes, I can settle your click cases and I can do this other thing too. Don't worry about it.
Yes.
Dope, man. So Go Def, you got a feature on this one. Who's featured on this one?
Yeah. Actually, the feature is the producer of the track, and he goes by Some Guy. Okay. And he is a former Dallas artist who's a transplant to Colorado now.
Okay.
And he and I have been doing shows and been rocking stages together, all the way back to like the Caribbean Grill, back to the Monday Night Battles.
Caribbean Grill. So, yeah.
So it was just only natural to eventually kind of find some way to create something dope. And I really, really like this track. I think it brings out my inner Grand Poobah, and it's just a good one, dude. I feel like let's go back to '95.
Yeah.
Back to when styles matter, substance mattered, and having fun on the track.
Yeah. I like
was a thing.
I like how y'all flipped this one, man. And like you said, it did remind me of that '90s era, that golden era that I grew up in. So it's definitely a dope joint, man. So go Def, man. Got the homie Muenster here in the mixtape show listening sessions, calling in on this new project that he's got released here. This Weridope. It's not weird to me. It's dope. So I would call it dope, but you know. So let's get into this Go Def, man. We got Muenster in the building with us on the mixtape show, man. I appreciate your time, man. I really do.
And I appreciate yours, man.
All right, man.
Just living this life, or am I living a lie? Am I living to live, or am I living to die? So I stare at the sky and I think, why try? Gotta get some money just to get by, survive and I will. Skills I do kill. I think it all started from a cheap thrill. Mind stuck up in the matrix, I took both pills. Care less if they gon' play this, but damn it, I'm ill. Damn by my will, and no, I won't chill. I ain't gon' stop till I cop the house up on the hill. They say they just want bars, don't care how I feel. Well, yo, listen here, I'm just keeping it real. From the land of the drill and the candy cars, promiscuous people and them bougie broads. I've been slept on for years, but you gon' know who I are. I aside some guy, my soul's with the stars. And I've come so far to build a repertoire. I will tear you apart, my vicious mind's sharp. As a raptor's claw, I'll keep dropping jaws. Yeah, come on with that raw. We make 'em go, ooh, ah, friggity fresh. Turn it to the max, we trying to go deaf. Ooh, ah, friggity fresh. Turn it to the max, we trying to go deaf. We make 'em go, ooh, ah, friggity fresh. Turn it to the max, we trying to go deaf. Ooh, ah, friggity fresh. Turn it to the max, we trying to go deaf.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you are enjoying tonight's entertainment. Next up to the stage, we have...
Yo, it's Muenster with the business. It's the place to get the body rock. They messed up when they hit me with their microphones melting through your speaker box. Try not to run the trouble with you. The way I flip the script will split you. Leaving the rest of your squad up, click your gang. I slay, I'm dead, no fiction. Whoops, I mean no rhythm is what you're having. It's what's for dinner, I'm eating rapid. Y'all could be my napkins. So call your factions and know your mama jacking. You can bring the family to the park and call the coroner, cause we don't need examinations. Feeling a part of we are gathered here today in memorandum. We light no diss, you're just like Sam, we breaking cruising hammer. The tears shed for the father, they can't hand the track they dancing. We toasting while the wheels turn, we smashing. So where the herb at, yo? Cause I'm asking. Put a couple L's in the air, yeah, we basking. Y'all took your L's there, so stop your yapping. Pipe down, homie, now turn it to the max, fam.
Friggity fresh, turn it to the max, we trying to go left. Friggity fresh, turn it to the max, we trying to go left. Friggity fresh, turn it to the max, we trying to go left. Friggity fresh, turn it to the max, we trying to go left. Turn it to the max, we trying to go deaf. Oh, ah, friggity fresh.
Need graphics? Contact Art by Guilty Da Vinci. Logos, flyers, mixtape covers, CD layouts, business cards, designs, and more. Hit him up. Follow him on Facebook and IG at Art by Guilty Da Vinci. Or hit his email, artby@guiltydavinci.com.
Go Def, man. You took us to the 90s on that joint right there. You and some guy.
Yeah, some guy. Yeah, man, that was the point on that one, dude. I heard that beat the very first time I heard it, and I said, all right, I know exactly where I'm going with this one, dude. That probably took me maybe 15 minutes to write that verse, and not because it was a light verse to write, but because it just flowed, man. That energy flowed in. It was perfect, man. I love that track.
Definitely,
so I'm glad you picked that. Yeah.
What's one of your favorite things you like about creating, as far as just creating music and in general? What do you love about it?
The cathartic release. For me, it is such a part of who I am in order to create. I know it's a weird mix, man. Not only do I love creating, but I really love the stage. I think I was born for performance as well. So it's a perfect storm for me. You know, I create in order to perform,
Mm-hmm.
and I perform in order to have the time and the attention and draw to create more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think I would always probably create for the rest of my life, but I really like connecting the two. But one of my favorite things about creating is just the cathartic release of what it does, just being able to get it out. You know?
So for instance, that Go Deaf track, when you guys were recording that, you instantly was like stage, concert.
Yes.
I can see myself doing this. That's dope.
Yes. Yeah. To be honest, what I pictured is like the summer day in a park. We're playing ball. We're sitting at the table, you know, we're cooking barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
We're rapping in a cipher, man. That to me is what I pictured when I wrote that verse. Is just like old school, man. You know, skateboarding and just listening to hip hop.
Yeah, man. So let's talk about this. Talk to me about this Trinity joint, man. I like this one right here.
Okay. All right.
Trinity.
So it's interesting. You've picked now 3 tracks now that are all produced by the people that are on the songs or are directly related to creating the song. You know, so that's interesting. So Trinity was produced by Shoddy Automatic,
mm-hmm.
and he's actually the first MC on the track. And the reason I entitled the song Trinity is it really, I think, exemplifies all three of our skill sets and kind of a comfort level within the track. Everybody's comfortable on this song.
Mm.
Everybody brings a different flavor and a different energy.
Mm.
But man, this is the song you drop your top to. This is the song you drop your windows to. You go cruising around summertime, and everything's good. Ain't nothing gonna phase you while this track is on. And I think that's what Trinity can be, translated to so many different things. So that's what that song is to me. Is it just exemplifies the maximum potential of each one of us.
Yeah, dope, man. I like this.
Yeah, man.
I'm a huge fan of the posse cut, so it's definitely a dope joint right here, man.
Thank you, man.
All right. So let's get into this Trinity joint. I see you got to check the dog real quick, and we'll be right back. It's all good. It's all good, man. It's all good. Let's get into this Trinity, man, and we'll be right back. We got Muenster in the building talking about this Weridope album. Definitely a dope project, man. So before we do that, man, how can we get to the project? If people want to take a listen, how can they do that?
Yeah, so the easiest way to do it is tinyurl.com/Weridope So Weridope on Bandcamp, Weridope on Spotify, Weridope on Tidal. You can find it all that way.
All right.
Honestly, the quickest way is just Google Weridope,
mm-hmm.
and the album will pop up.
Yeah, and we'll even run a little promo for it on our show and then on the our Twitter account too. We can definitely get that listeners to there too, man.
Man, that's love.
Dope. Let's get to this Trinity, man, and we'll be right back. It's a dope joint.
I got a roller coaster full of emotions. I'm out here steadily flowing. I work my city, you know it best. Case family, and I am chosen. Gotta embrace the moments. Gotta rise to the challenge. Gotta be the component. Wait a minute, mix it up and make that antidote. Now I gotta switch it up with the illest sicker killer flow. Make it feel like it's double low. Yeah, I know they sleeping on me, they a bunch of hoes. I ain't even tripping, I just let it go. And move on to the next beat. This is 2016, you gotta come with that new heat. Assalamu alaikum, I just come in pieces, smoke trees. Chilling out in Texas, enjoying the summer breeze, yeah.
One day younger than tomorrow is what I is. Minus the timestamps, the memos, and other bits. I'm live with the vibes, God. You saw what the styles did. I'm right with the light, dog. My mic can stay positive. I'ma come and wreck 'em when I get it. Y'all gon' get it. And I write it, then y'all get the message. Where I said it, so I gotta keep the present. See the tension of the sentences. A dialogue of demagogues. Whatever it is you think you are, it is you not. Is that we make our presence known. Just like how I ride the rhythm of the symbols, then we'll get the hidden symbolisms well written in the stone. Flashback, hope that one day they'll use my words for ancient math, and that's that.
lessons. I'm chilling off in a better place. Sit back like a patch on the sweater, blur from the hazy days. Get back in the corner in silence and just observe the place. Smiling white cause I ain't got worries, I burn the stress away. It's like I solve my problems, I'm finished with all the concepts. Learning to spot the downfalls and grind my way around them. I'm centered like namaste, finding balance in my passion. Not really passive aggressive, but sometimes I get distracted. I'll be older in my age, sometimes reckless in my actions. Still conducting good business, earn it all in cash advances. Only way you hone your skills is by putting it into practice. Best believe I'm getting better, people know what the brand is. Ha.
All right, Trinity, man. So we was talking a little bit off the air, man. You said you wanted to kind of follow up on that. What do you love about the process, too, real quick? So what was that? What else do you love about the process of creating good music?
Oh, good looking out, man. So what I should have piggybacked off of is 90-10, right? 90-10. So much of our lives are 90-10. 10% above the water, 90% below the water. So what I mean by that is 90% of the process of creation, nobody ever sees. So all you get is the 10%, which is the end result. Mm-hmm. So what I love that 10%, the logger, I want to know what people are drinking, man. What are people drinking out of what I'm giving them? And it's always interesting to me to talk to my fans, to hear what standouts are. So in this case, for you, Kwan, it's really interesting for me to see the songs that you picked out, not because you said, to your credit, not because they're the best to you or you love them or you hate them, but for whatever reason, there was something stand out about them. Mm-hmm. So that's so rewarding to me as an artist to hear feedback about why something touched someone a certain way and made them feel a type of way. That's love right there.
Definitely. So let's get into this one. All we have is what we leave behind.
Okay.
I like the message in this one. I really do. Okay. I really do. I mean, it's not a but. It's not like a but. Oh,
I was like, but.
No. I'm just trying to figure out what else to say about that because it's as simple as that. I like the message that you have in this one.
This song goes hard, bro. This is about the message. This is
it ramps us back up.
But I'm driving it down your throat.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's what I like about it. This is definitely one of those MOP rock star hip hop. You know, we're going to tear some shit up here at the club real quick with this message. So is that what you were going for when you wrote this record is the question?
Yeah, what I was going for with this one is, okay, so that's a mantra I live by. Mm-hmm. All we have is what we leave behind. That's the dang truth, man. We don't take none of this with us. I don't care how rich you are, how poor you are. We don't get to take any of it with us. So all we leave is the footprint that we have been here. And whether as an artist, our duty, I think, is to leave whatever we can as a tool for the next generation to learn about who we were. Mm-hmm. And so whether that's a Michelangelo, painting, or if that's a sculpture, by Da Vinci, or if that's music by Muenster, what I mean to say is, and not to compare myself to the great artists of that stature, but we're all relatively responsible for the same thing, and that's leaving something behind for the next. And so what I intended for this song is to state that it's our purpose to rise up when there's tyranny at our door and tyranny at our gates. It's nobody else's job because nobody else is going to do it for us. Mm-hmm. We have to realize that anything that we want done is on our shoulders to complete. So yeah, it's a bit abrasive and it's a bit heavy. And it's a bit grimy, but I wanted it to be that because if you don't feel it and if you don't understand how crucial it is to understand the responsibility that is on all of our shoulders, then life's gonna pass you by, man.
Exactly. Well, who else was
all we have is what we leave behind.
Who else was aggressive and abrasive was the ex-clans and the Public Enemies, and they had to do it, to get the attention. So I definitely appreciate that, and I appreciate the message. Exactly. I appreciate that, and I appreciate artists like yourself who get out there and like you said, don't talk about it. And I tell people this all the time about the show. I like if you have a song, if anything's in your song title like ass clap, syrup, sip, bitches, don't submit it to me because I don't want to hear that, man. You know what I mean? So this is the type of stuff that'll get my attention.
Sideways?
Exactly. So,
were you looking at woke sideways?
Woke side. Yeah, a little bit. So, but yeah, I like this. I like this one right here.
Oh, this fool named the song Woke. But like, oh, he did not name the song Woke. But then you get into it, you're like, oh, all right, I get it now. Right?
No, woke is cool. I can deal with woke. Yeah, I can deal with woke. But woke and wake up and drink syrup is a different thing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay,
fine. All right, let's specify.
So let's get into
all right. So, anyways, all we have is what we leave behind.
All we have is what we leave behind, man. Let's get into this, and I actually got a follow up for that after we get out of this one. But I want the listeners to hear this first before I get into that question because it just hit me too. So, got the homie Muenster in the building. Weridope mixtape show listening sessions, man. This is a dope project. If you're a listener out there, definitely go get this project, man. You definitely want this in your hip hop collection, and you definitely want to absorb this one, man. It's definitely a dope project, and it got shelf life, man. I can see myself playing this for a minute. You know what I mean? So let's get into the joint. We'll be right back.
Yo, Muenster, yeah, Gitmo, breaking barriers, building bonds, let's go. Hit the lights, turn up the vibe, lit the crowd, whoops, who's joking? I lit the blunt, turn up the mic, hit the crowd with the brand new whatever this is. Little bit of style with another little bit of shine, some content, big words like exacerbate, essentially explicate, describe, detail the idea heavily. Close out on your whole crew's domicile, condemn the block, bro, excavate, this watch me as I demonstrate. Talk is up in featherweight, somebody stop me if I miss the topic, we beyond the barriers congregate. Abstinence is not an option when they crashing through our walls and gates. Talking bonds, the thoughts come on beyond the building, type is molecular. Ventriloquists, I killed the Swiss, they felt the hit, enveloped it, now they speak in my vernacular. Villages and castle walls crash them all, rebuild the token capitals. No jokes were thought no more than our jobs and our body growth per capita. Facts is the tactics they twist, that's not even half of it list. First plan of action is this, divide the masses to classes of script. We line the willing of masters of scripts, to find the villain of master true grit. We on the village, they scorch the ground grip. We warn the children what a difference it did. It's cold outside, so they know they like. I'm on partners with me and they know we wise. Trained us to refrain from engagement, well at least they tried. Cats out, the crow cried, fat ladies say no place to hide. The jig's up, gives up, chins up, they best stay high, bound they'll testify. Beg, bleed, indemnify, defecate when the vet's denied. The shots rang out when the clock rang out, when the cops came out like hide. Why?
All we have is what we leave behind. All we have is what we leave behind. All we have is what we leave behind. All we have is what we leave behind.
The mixtape show?
All we have is what we leave behind, man. So let me ask you this. They're writing a hip hop book, right? And Muenster gets this chapter, man. What do you want that hip hop book to say about your legacy as far as what you've done in the game and just in general?
Oh, holy dude. Okay. I don't want to mess this answer up. Of course, it's on the spot like that. Well, I just wanted to say that, here's a man who embraced an ability and a platform, and instead of shying away from what matters in order to chase what was easy, he was willing to put it all out there for all to see, for better or for worse, and for liking or not. And at the end of the day, I hope that my message resonates through time and that it can be used as ancient math at some point down into our future, which we will never know. Yeah. We're only here once, dude. All we get is one time on this rock, as us at least, as you as Kawan, me as Ian. And so I hope that what I leave behind as Muenster in my chapter of the hip hop anthology is that you can create your own lane, you can still deliver content that matters, and you can do it in a way that the people can receive, that's a hip, modern, on-pulse fashion, to take the time that's necessary to hone in on your craft.
Exactly, man. Because like I always say, you never know who's watching, man, and you may be creating the next Muenster right now with your music. You may have that.
You never know, man.
You never know, man, and that's how I always think, man. I gotta do it the right way because I never know what I'm going to create. Because I had people I looked up to, like I was telling you earlier. I used to watch or listen to Stretch and Bobbito and listen to Cool Red Alert and all those guys. And I used to be like, man, if I could do something like that, that'd be so dope. You know what I mean? And
look at you now.
I'm trying, man.
You now, fam.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying to be the next Yo on TV Raps, you know.
Well, dude, man. I mean, I shared that Rampage interview earlier today, dude. I mean, it's not like you're far off, homie. Let's be real here. You know, and what happened to you? Last week or two or whatever, a couple weeks ago. I mean, you're building the foundation and bricks in order to have your house. Dude.
Exactly, and
stay on it, man.
And everything we have to do, I always say, has to be organic, man. Everything has to be each one teach one, and 1 + 1 is what we do here. So that's why I love,
my friend.
That's why I love talking to artists like yourself who have like a legit, like genuine following, and you know, people have nothing to say but good things about you, man. Shout out to my brother Lewis too, man, because he's like, this is the guy you need on your show because he's cutting edge. And
shout out.
When we made that introduction, I was like, I got to hear this project. So definitely appreciate you, man, for doing what you're doing, man.
That's my guy right there, man. That's my guy right there. Hey, shout out Rex, bro. What up, Lewis? You out there hustling, man.
So you threw us a curveball on this project with Chances Are, man. You went with the reggae, laid back. Let's sit back and think about this real quick. Type of joint, man. So
yeah,
Chances Are, man. What made you want to jump into that sound for this actually track right here?
What a perfect transition, because like I just said to you, you know, all we get is one time as us, right, on this rock, as whoever we are in this self.
Mm-hmm.
So what Chances Are is about is people forget to live life in the moment, to live life in the now, and to embrace the fact that we're only here one time. So chances are we're not going to make it out alive. Chances are we're not going to hold out. Chances are people are going to leave. Chances are some things may not work out. But what you have to learn to do is to embrace those challenges and those moments, and to also allow the love and the happiness and the experience. As you spend too much time worrying about what happened in the past, what's going to happen in the future, there's no time for now. Sometimes being in the here and now, showing up, living in the moment, for example, or just accepting and embracing the fact that we're only here one time will allow you to enjoy life instead of worrying about life. And that's what Chances Are is about. Is chances are you can let go and just be. Chances are none of us are going to make it out alive. So chances are we should hang on right now.
There we go, man. So let's get into this Chances Are, and we'll be right back. We'll have one more after this one, and we'll wrap up this mixtape show listening sessions. The homie Muenster's in the building. Weridope. We got, I like it, man. I like it. It's cutting edge, and I like it, man. I like what you did with this project, man. I really do. And this.
Thank you, man. Me too.
I'm gonna have to get with you soon about some physical copies. And
I look forward to hearing.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. The records are cut. The lacquer is cut. The labels are made. I approve the art. The masters are test pressings are getting sent. It's happening.
It's happening. Dope, man. Yeah. Dope. All right. Let's get into this Chances Are. We'll be right back. It's the mixtape show listening sessions, man.
This one is
opposition. Everybody got no patience, but without a pot to piss, ain't got a soapbox and a blanket of opinions. Think we so lost if we gather up like pigeons on my koi fox in that hen house. Destroy locks, that's what I've been down. You know, break barriers, feel bonds out. I got the strength to carry you when your wind's out. All of my people, we gon' rise up. Press the position in the vibe, cuz stress what we living in the time's up. This message a day and a life, just one of many, but I'm also few. Carbon matter and some fossil fuel and complex atoms and some thoughts to prove. And chances are I got lots to do. Chances are. I am not a villain, I am not. No, we must raise a villain, instead of villain, I am not. No. Gather round, look around, come around. That is not your enemy. A villain, I am not. As I'm filling up the box on top, the maneuver of the gotta make the clock tick tock. See, time ain't wait for no one non-stop. We push the weight of our world on top. The young ones take the scrap from our crops, take the blast to the face from our cops. What's that say about us? And we gone way beyond tough. All of the love lost sound. If we could just talk, let's put down the guns and just walk. Learn about Glocks, forgot about locks. Luther's, Mandelas, and Malcolms. We gloat about things like the pirates we reap, but each boat we deplete in the fountain. I am not a villain, I know. We are not the villains, we are not so. I am not a villain, I am not. No. We must change a villain, instead of villain, I am not. No. Chances are, some might not hold out. Chances are, hang on right now. Chances are, chances are. One love, best own it. Muenster.
All right, chances are, man. I like that joint right there. I like how you you threw a little curveball with us on this one right here. With this project, you got this project in the bag now. You out here promoting it, man. Did you leave anything off the table as far as putting on this project? You got any extra cuts that you're like, man, maybe I should have threw that on there or not?
Yeah. So actually, it's interesting. There is a kind of a collective down in Austin. There's some artists under a label called College of Hip Hop Knowledge down there, and there's a label underneath that act called the Academics, and they have a project that they're putting out to kind of push the label, and they had to ask me if I had anything that I'd like to contribute. And we originally had a song on the project called Cognition that's going to be on Weridope, and from a song length standpoint and syncing up with their timing schedule to get recording done, it made more sense to scrap it so that I could get the record cut on vinyl from a length standpoint, and it also opened up the ability to move that cut to their comp. So actually, I got a verse coming out on something that they're working on down there. So based on what you and I were chopping up on offline just now, that's an interesting question of did anything get left off? Because it's going to go on a little project that's getting created down and off.
Nice. I like hearing that, man. That makes me as a hip hop fan just smile because I love that. I just love that feeling of community, man, and it's definitely
yes, community through unity, man.
Yes,
unity,
exactly.
Community.
Yeah, and you got the saying that you always do, man. We is greater than me, man. I like that too, man. So I really like how you say that. That's dope.
Because it's true.
It's true, man. Dope, man. So let me ask you this, man. The listeners out there, we got artists out there who may want to collab. Want to work with you. What's the best way we get a hold of you?
So at all of my social media is all at Muenster Vision. So that's my name and vision. So MUENSTERVISION, Muenster Vision. Please me through those channels. You can email me at muenstermc5@gmail.com. I will be honest and level with everybody out there. I'm probably at some point in the near future going to have to look at some level of management because I just have a whirlwind and a slew of things going my direction, and it's a great thing. And I thank each and every one of you guys for hitting me up and sending me things and getting at me. So yes, please continue doing so.
Definitely, man. Well, Muenster, man, like I said, it's the first time, but it's definitely not the last time, bro. We're gonna have you here, man. So anytime you got anything you want to promote, man, just let me know. We can help out any way we can. We're gonna definitely do that, man. Tonight's to start with this project right here, man. So you got plans on hitting the road, doing some shows out here?
Yeah, man. So I've got a couple shows upcoming this month. I got a show Saturday in Denton. I got a show on the 20th in Dallas, and then I'm heading down to Austin. I'm going to work on a little bit of music down there, taking my daughter to see a concert. I got some stuff brewing in July. I can't really speak on it yet because it's not finalized.
There you go.
Then, kind of, the world is the oyster. I'm looking at LA in August. It's looking real sexy. So I'm probably going to hit some West Coast dates end of the summer to try to finish up the run. I'll have the vinyl at that point. So, I think momentum is based on attraction, and I cannot wait to have a product in my hand to attract the people.
Definitely.
The record is close, y'all. I mean it. I promise.
Definitely. Well, I'll tell you what, man. Stay online after we hang up, and I'll give you some information too, with some people I can link you up with to help get that word.
Yeah.
Go, man. Well, Muenster, man, we definitely appreciate you on the Mixtape Show, man. We're gonna close it out with this "Get It Right" joint. And did I pick some? Did I pick some, man? I picked some good ones, huh?
Yeah, you picked some good ones, man. I love it. All right, let's do it. That's a great song.
We'll close it out with "Get It Right," and like I said, we're gonna start spinning some of these joints on the station and spinning on the show, man. So this is definitely not the last. The fans are gonna hear you, man, and I'm definitely open invite. Whenever you got something popping, man, just let us know. We'll bring you back anytime. All right.
My man, thank you.
No problem, man. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Muenster here on the Mixtape Show for this Mixtape Show listening sessions. Go check out that Weridope album. It's WERIDOPE. Just Google that and you'll be able to find it, man. Y'all know how to use Google, so definitely check that out. Go pay for it. Go buy it. It's cool to stream it, but I always advocate for people to go purchase the music, man, because we definitely want to support these artists any way that we can, man. So thank you, sir, for being a guest on the show this week.
I like eating.
Yeah, we all like to eat around here. Support his art, man. He put a lot of effort into this, man. 15 months, and we definitely want to support you as much as we can, man. So thank you for everything you did and you're doing, man. I can't wait to link up with you personally here soon, man. All right?
Hey, thank you.
Thank you. Peace.
What's up, y'all? Muenster in this mother. DK in this mother. Get Mo in this mother. About to bring it to you. Let's go. Step off the plane, flex the gators, gray cardigan, car in the back, call the whole gang to start again. 5 past 5 when the band bring the drummer in, the brakes on the one, and we done. Bring the summer jam, white walls rolling, chrome shine thick, big trunk banging, mean the whole lot thick. So stop, call the Pope, homie, holla at the Vatican. Oh wait, hold up, John Paul playing clavinet. Less than ordained, reading Orwell's exit speech. Orville Red and Baca getting popped in the Texas heat. Discrepancies, baby, story guaranteed fresh. The lid off the smother, months to bring it to your chest. Your soul, self, and ego, letting it go how we roll. Inventing incredible syncopation, information, and keynotes. Phrasing intelligible things though, so don't get left. It's a party and we invited to the moments we got left. We've got to get it right, so I'm bound to take all night. So here, baby, take this light, so you don't go blind. We've got to get it right, so I'm bound to take all night. So here, baby, take this light, so you don't go blind. Life is a trip, bon voyage, then it's done and went. 5 billion different moments, boom, thanks, come again. Don't pass go, no, $200. Slow down home is what we make it the ruts. Or maybe it's luck, or maybe we're fucked. Or maybe it's all nothing really and we all chasing a crutch. Some semblance of a meaning, a reason, or crux. Some infallible purpose of life, are we nuts? All work and no play make a person go what? Or even in the holiest of moments, no one gives a flying fuck or tries out of love. Life is selfish as much, and it's self-sufficing, it's provided, and its nature is such. And we all wanna be loved, it's undeniable much. We all dying just to stay alive a little longer. We all love to be one, this is vibrant touch. And we all trying to do right and not hurt each other. We've got to get it right, so I'm bound to take all night. So here, baby, take this light, so you don't go blind. Get it right, so I'm bound to take all night. So yeah, baby, take this light, so you don't go blind. We've got to get it right, so I'm bound to take all night.
The Mixtape Show.